Hey YouTubers, Grimmy here, and this is the video review for the Transformers Generations Legends class, Cliffjumper and Surpressor. Once again, Cliffjumper is released as a red repaint of Bumblebee, which is pretty true to form for a Cliffjumper. And in this case, I think it works out pretty well. Now, getting a closer look at Cliffjumper in his vehicle mode here, you can see that he is actually a nicely done little red sports car, which is a real nice touch. I do like that. And you know, the way he's painted, he does have a little bit of a Cybertronian look. And I don't know of any windshields that have red bars on the, like at the front like that. But you have a nice little bit of paint detail on him, a lot more than Bumblebee did. You know, Bumblebee had red stripes where the purple ones are here, but he didn't have anything at the side like that. So yeah, Cliffjumper's actually doing pretty good on paint here. Now he does roll pretty well, provided you can get all four wheels on the ground. But he looks pretty good in his vehicle mode. I do like it. Surpressor is actually a repaint of the roller figure that came with the Legends Optimus Prime. And since Nemesis Prime includes Spinister, who is a repaint of Bumblebee's Power Master, or Micro Master partner Blaze Master, or I think it's Blaze Master, I don't know. I can't remember. Sorry guys, but yeah. You know, having this little Micro Master partner is real nice. It's a nice little all-terrain vehicle with a big gun, which is removable. And it just transforms easy by standing him up. You know, no special tricks needed. And he can actually hold the gun in his robot mode, which is nice. Although it kind of weighs him down. It's a little too big for him. But you can also put the gun on top of Cliffjumper. And while it is kind of strange looking to have a car tank, it somehow fits for Cliffjumper. You know, he's like one of those rowdy guys who likes to get into a fight with Decepticons and blow them up. So it is fitting for the character. For some comparisons, well, first one we should do are the previous releases for Bumblebee. You got the last year's release of the Legends Bumblebee here, and the recent Bumblebee that came with the Evolution of Bumblebee 2-pack. So you can see there are significant differences between Cliffjumper and these two bees. Mainly being, there's a lot of... Cliffjumper has the most paint detail of them all. And I'm serious. This bee has like a full windshield and a black spoiler, but nothing at the sides, nothing at the hood, except for two little blue headlights, a little bit of a bumper, and you know, you got tail lights there. This bee actually has the red stripes at the front, silver lights, a little bit at the grill. Has the same window design as Cliffjumper and red tail lights. Cliffjumper has purple details at the front, two color headlights, fully silver bumper and grille, tail lights in yellow, and black and purple stripes on the sides, which the Bumblebee version doesn't have. So yeah, Cliffjumper gets more paint apps. Yay! But for another comparison, I think this is a good one to have. We're going to put Cliffjumper with War for Cybertron Cliffjumper. And yeah, you can see that this deluxe Cliffjumper is massive compared to the little Legends. Which is kind of a point that I'd like to make. The War for Cybertron Cliffjumper is nice and all, but it's way too big. He's one of the tall, like the Bumblebee Cliffjumper mold for War for Cybertron is one of the tallest of the Generations video game characters. And it's kind of a shame since Cliffjumper and Bumblebee were really short guys. Now these Legends figures actually go a lot better with the War for Cybertron, Follow Cybertron figures. So he goes pretty well with your War for Cybertron figures. So for another comparison, we'll bring in Follow Cybertron Jazz. And between these two, I think that Legends Cliffjumper fits better in scale with Jazz. So yeah, I mean, definitely this little Cliffjumper would be perfect for a Follow Cybertron War for Cybertron cell. I know, I'm saying a lot of game titles real fast. For another comparison, we'll do something a little more obvious. G1 Cliffjumper. As you can see there, in this new figure goes with that Minibot vibe pretty well. Not a whole lot else to say about it. You know, they do look pretty good together. You can tell that Legends Cliffjumper is a much lighter red than the G1, but you know that's actually okay. I don't mind a little bit of a color variance. But now why don't we get in the GDO Generations Cliffjumper, which up till now was my Classics Cliffjumper. And I'm saying up till now because Legends Cliffjumper is going to be taking the GDO's place in that particular shelf, along with the evolution of Bumblebee, Legends Bumblebee. You know, that's where I'm going to be putting them. But yeah, you can see again, big size difference. Cliffjumper being a little guy, you kind of want him to be smaller. And for the size comparison, and this might work against Cliffjumper, like Legends Cliffjumper, but I'm going to bring in Hound. You know, just because those two were together for a good scene on the first episodes of Transformers. As you can see, it's a nice little variance there. And there's a lot going on for that. But anyway, I think it's time we got Cliffjumper into robot mode and see how he looks in that form. Okay, now we got Cliffjumper in his robot mode. And he's actually looking pretty good. I like this size and scale. It's more fitting for the character than the somewhat larger deluxe figure. Yeah, I mean, War for Cybertron Cliffjumper was a lot bigger. And since this one's in the same style, I think it fits better with Jazz here. I mean, scale-wise, I think Cliffjumper, like this new Legends Cliffjumper, actually works better. I was saying that before with Bumblebee way back when I first reviewed him, but I still believe it. And I'm glad they finally made a Cliffjumper repaint, because he really does fit well with Fall Cybertron Jazz here. Let's get these two on. Yeah, so you got a pretty nice pair right there. Yeah. Now, he pretty much has the same exact art. Well, he does have the same exact articulation as Bumblebee. Ball joints at the shoulders, elbows, hips, hinged at the knee. That's pretty much it. And you got a hinge for in and out movement. But no wrist, no waist. Little toe. Actually, you do have some toe movement. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The head is pretty much the same exact Bumblebee head. It's just painted in Cliffjumper colors, and for some reason they painted the horns silver. Seems to be a more modern trend with Cliffjumper. The Prime version had it as well. Not sure why though. I mean, it does have a nice Cliffjumper feel. I mean, this one, like at that size, the head isn't too bad for Cliffjumper. I think mostly it's because of the size. Still, I do like the paint job. And I understand the silver... okay, that's a white Autobot symbol, I'm sorry. The white Autobot symbol, given that he is all red all over. But, yeah. Once again, it seems like he has a little more paint than the standard Bumblebee, which I'll bring in the original Legends. Me and the Evolution 2-back B. And once again, you can actually see that he's got quite a bit more noticeable paint apps. Maybe not as many, because his feet aren't painted like the two Bumblebee versions are. But all in all, he does have this feel of an extra bit of detail on him. Now, of course, in this form, I'm probably just imagining things, or it might just be the silver stripes on the arms, which might be left over from the vehicle mode transformation. Either way, he looks pretty good, and you know, B and Cliff do look good together, so that's always a plus. But as you can see on this Legends B, B comes with a helicopter Micromaster figure that becomes a gun, while Cliffjumper, like I said before, has a repaint of Roller, who we'll do a quick comparison with. And you know, there isn't much to it. Different colors, same figure, same very easy transformation. And that's pretty much all there is to it. There is a gun mode to Surpressor here. And you just flip them out like that. Flip down the handle. And you got yourself a very big gun. That while it's kind of hard to get them to balance with it, and Bumblebee fell over. Sorry. It's kind of hard to get him to balance with it, but it seems to fit with Cliffjumper quite well. Let me just there is another feature with this gun here, where you can either peg it in on the top, or you're supposed to be able to. Come on, don't make a liar out of me. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can peg it in on the top like that, or if you're a little more adventurous, there's a slot on, it actually slots into the, between the barrels for this. Yeah, this is the kind of gun that Cliffjumper would be hanging out and trying to take shots at Megatron with as a sniper. So let me just... So yeah, if you remember the scene from the first 3 episodes of the original Transformers series, Cliffjumper did use a rather large gun to try to snipe Megatron, and this little Micromaster combination looks like it would fit that job pretty well. So if you want to get Cliffjumper in a nice sniper pose, this is your gun. Which is a nice touch. Other than that, it doesn't work too well. Now, yeah. Now the smaller gun actually is a good one for Cliffjumper, all in all. It's pretty much the same gun that Optimus Prime had in the initial Legends packs. So, I guess it's on the same mold as Roller and Surpressor. But, you know, even whether you like to use the gun features or not, I do like having the Micromasters included with these guys, and while we haven't seen any official signs of them on the newer waves, like ones with Powerglide, Bombshell, and Thundercracker, I do hope they continue to include those Micromasters, because I think that would be a nice way to really beef up your G1 shelf. Maybe make certain to make some more G1 homages in the Micromaster style, because that was a fairly large line in itself. But yeah, I think that works pretty well. And, you know, since we were talking about that G1 episode, why don't we put him with Hound, since who he was with. As you can see, these guys go pretty well together. Since he's here, I'll put him also with Prowl. And, yeah, I mean, he fits in pretty well with your Classics figures. So, yeah, Cliffjumper is a really good, versatile figure for your Classic shelf, and I appreciate that, and I'm going to be personally I'm going to be putting him on that Classic shelf. I might get 2 so I can get 1 for the Classics, and if I ever get enough room for a Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron display, I'll put 1 with that too. But one last quick comparison. Let's bring back War for Cybertron Cliffjumper. We'll bring in G1 Cliffjumper. And GDO Cliffjumper, who uses the first edition Prime mold. And as you can see, this, aside from the G1, he's the smallest one of the bunch. Obviously the G1 figure is just a little bit smaller, but still, he works pretty well. It's also noticeable that he's a brighter red than most Cliffjumper figures. I don't know if that'll bother you in the future, but it's something you should think about. Who knows, maybe they'll do a 2-pack on Takara's that'll have a more darker shade of red for Cliffjumper. And I don't know why they wouldn't do a red repaint for this Bumblebee mold. Hasbro did it, and it's working out pretty well. But anyway, I do hope you have enjoyed this little review, and I'll see you next time. Take care, so long, and have fun. Bye-bye.